Hi children, myself D. Asha Jyoti. I am the faculty of maths. I think I am the known person to the people who followed the videos from EduHunt videos from 7th class. Okay, so I am going to tell you that concepts from that 9th class. Okay, so before going to discuss about the class, first let us see that what concepts they given in that class 9 module 1. Okay, module 1 EduHunt book. Okay, so children first see that what concepts they given here. The first concept is basic mathematics. Okay, what is that? Basic maths, that is nothing but mathematics. So first concept is basic maths. So basic maths means it doesn't about that the leftover things what we discussed in that previous 8th class and what we discussed in that 7th class. Number system is the first concept, right? Have you heard about that topic? So the same concept they given in that basic maths. Okay, so that one only about basic maths. And next compound angles and see that next one multiples and submultiples, next transformations. Okay, have you heard these three concepts anywhere? Yes, in 8th class I hope you followed that 8th class videos also, right? So here in 8th class you heard that the concept trigonometry. Yes, that concept is there, no, trigonometry. So in the trigonometry only actually we have that 4 different concepts in the trigonometry. What are those 4 concepts means? The first one is trigonometric ratios and the second one is compound angles. Okay, next multiples and submultiple angles, and the fourth concept is transformations. In generally we have these concepts in that trigonometry. Okay, here we have that in 8th class only one concept they given, that is trigonometric ratios. So that continuation concepts they given in 9th class module 1. Okay, so what is that concept? See here, the second concept is compound angles, and here the next one is multiples and submultiples and transformations. So these 3 concepts also related to trigonometry. Okay, clear? Yes. Next here another new concept, that is the functions concept. Okay. Next, 6th, quadratic equations. Already I hope you learned about that quadratic equations in 7th class. In 7th class one of the concept is there, that is algebraic equations. In algebraic equations I only explained you that what concepts are there in that. First we have to discuss about that simple equations. So simple equations, after that linear equations in 2 variables we discussed. So after that quadratic equations also we discussed in that. Okay, just introduction we given in 7th class. Okay, so that continuation full topic is there in 9th class. So that is quadratic equations. So after that trigonometric equations, this is also another important concept which is there in inter also. Okay, so here these concepts we will discuss. Totally how many concepts are there? 7 concepts are there. So these 7 concepts we are going to discuss in 9th class module 1 EduHunt video teaching classes. Okay, so here in this video first I am going to tell you that introduction concept from that basic maths. Okay, already I told you that in basic maths what is there? What we discussed in that previous classes, number system. So the same concept there here also, but once again I will tell you that, once again we will recall that concept. Okay, so let us see that the first concept. What is the first one? Basic maths. Okay, so here when you observe this one, what is this picture? This picture shows that the family of the numbers. Okay, what is that? The family of numbers. So what about the family of numbers? In our family also so many members there, right? Mother, parents, grandparents. Okay, so many members there. So one of the tree we can see that, right? So like that only here also one of the flow chart is there. This is the family of numbers flow chart. Okay, so let us see that. So first what they given here? Complex numbers. Okay, next they given that real numbers. Complex numbers is divided into real numbers, imaginary numbers. Okay, again in real numbers we have that rational numbers and irrational numbers, as well as rational numbers again divided into 3 parts here. Okay, so what are those? Integers, non-integral fractions with negative sign. Okay, as well as integers, again we have the 2 parts here. One is negative integers, another one is whole numbers. Okay, again we have that in whole numbers we have 2 types. One is natural numbers and the one is 0. Okay, I will explain you that, just listen. So here natural numbers, again we have here 3 parts. The first one is 1 and the next one is composite numbers, and the next one is prime numbers. So children, this is that flow chart of family of numbers. But here first I told you about from the top to bottom, right? But we have to learn from bottom to top. Okay, if you learnt about that the bottom, what is there here, if you learnt about this one, then you will get the total complete information about that complex numbers. Okay, so first say that the last, which one is the last heading? Okay, last heading means just observe this one. What is that? Natural numbers. Okay, so first say this one. What is this? Natural numbers. So we will start from that natural numbers onwards. So first I will tell you that how to see this one. In that next concept we will discuss about this one very briefly. Okay, so see here, in natural numbers we have that one, composite numbers and prime numbers. So children, we know about that natural numbers, right? From childhood onwards we are learning all the numbers. Okay, so numbers means first we need the digits. Okay, so what about the digits? Digits means here a symbol which is having a perfect value. Okay, so actually we are writing that symbols 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually these all are the symbols of that numbers. To that symbols we are giving that value. Okay, so by using that value we are reading these symbols. Okay, so what we will call this symbol? This is 0 and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so without using these digits, is it possible to form that? Is it possible to frame that any other number? It is not possible, no? Why? Because number means that is the combination of digits. That is the combination of digits. So without these digits, we cannot form that any number. And in the same way, without using these digits, is it possible to use that any other digit? Okay, 0 to 9, except this, is there any other symbol there? Okay, in that Hindu-Arabic numerals, it is not possible. Why? Because Hindu-Arabic numerals completely based on that 0 to 9 digits only. Okay, 0 to 9. By using these symbols only we can frame that any number. Okay, up to infinitely many numbers we can frame that. Okay, so here what we will call that 0 to 9 are called digits. Okay children, so here what we will call that 0. Yes, just now only you told no ma'am that is a digit. Yes, that is a digit, but that is insignificant digit. What is that? That is insignificant digit. And what we will call that 1 to 9 means significant digits. Okay, so here significant and insignificant. So what is the meaning of that? Insignificant means which doesn't have value. So we know that only if you write that 0, 0 doesn't have that any value, right? So left side of that 0, if you keep that any number, then only it will get that some value. Okay, so left side of 0, if you keep that 1, then it makes that 10. Then it has a value. Okay, if you write that only single 0, if you write that only single 0, is it having a value? That doesn't have that any value. So that value depends on that leftover digits. Okay. So that's why here this is called insignificant digit. As well as the leftover any digit we can write that, single digit also we can write that. Single symbol, what we will call this? 1. What we will call this? 2. What we will call this? 9. If you write it as a single symbol, then also we are calling with this one with its value. Okay, so that's why these all are having that some value. Okay, so that's why these digits are called significant digits. Okay, so by using these digits only we can frame that different numbers, no? So here come to that natural numbers. So here the numbers which we are using to count, those numbers are known as natural numbers, we know that, right? So in that natural numbers we can observe that 1, composite numbers and prime numbers. Okay, just I will tell you that headings only. In the next video we will discuss about this one very briefly. Okay, so see here, in natural numbers we have that 1, composite numbers and prime numbers. Okay, next, along with that natural numbers, if we have that 0, okay, natural numbers means I told you that starting from 1. So if you add that 0 also in that set, then we will call that one as whole numbers. What we will call that? Whole numbers. Okay, along with that natural numbers, 0 is there means then we will call that set as whole number set. Okay, as well as along with that whole numbers and negative integers. Negative integers is nothing but that to that natural numbers, if you keep that negative sign, then we will call that one as negative integers. So along with that whole numbers, so whole numbers means we are saying 0 to and so on. Along that 0, less than 0 only we have that negative numbers, already we learned that, right? So here along with that whole numbers, if we have that negative integers, then that set is known as integers. What is that? Integers. Okay, so along with that integers, if we have that non-integral fractions means non-integral, which are not integers. Okay, those are fractions. Okay, and here fractions and fractions along with a negative sign. Okay children, just listen carefully. Integers and fraction parts and fractions with a negative sign. Okay, so the combination of these three numbers, we will call it as rational numbers. We will call them as rational numbers. Okay, so along with that rational numbers, here we have that irrational numbers also. So the combination of rational numbers and irrational numbers, which means in that side rational numbers there as well as irrational numbers also there. Irrational numbers means generally the numbers which we can write in the form of p by q, those are known as rational. Which cannot be written in the form of p by q, those are known as irrational numbers. We know that, right? Now the set of rational numbers and irrational numbers is known as real numbers. So in that real numbers, which numbers are there? Rational numbers as well as irrational numbers also there. Okay, so like that only real numbers and imaginary numbers, the combination of real numbers and imaginary numbers, those are known as complex numbers. Those are known as complex numbers. So this is about this flow chart. Okay children, so here madam just you told that only headings only, no? Then what concept is there here? I will tell you that, listen. So children, if you read this one from top to bottom, okay, top to bottom, then what will happen? See that all the complex numbers are real numbers. True or false? Yes, it is absolutely false only. Why? Because in complex numbers we have that real numbers and imaginary numbers also there in that complex numbers. But what I told you that all the complex numbers are real numbers, I am saying. How is it possible? All the complex numbers, here we know that real numbers are separate and complex numbers are, imaginary numbers are different. So those two different types of numbers are there, but I am saying you that all the complex numbers are real numbers, I am saying. Okay, so that is true statement or false statement? Yes, that is false only. Just see here example, all the whole numbers are natural numbers. Top to bottom I am saying all the natural numbers are whole numbers. Yes, it is true or false? All the whole numbers are natural numbers. Yes, it is also false statement only. Why? Because all the whole numbers means including 0 there. Whole numbers means starting with 0 only, no? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So whole numbers means 0 is there as well as all the natural numbers there. So how we can say that 0 is also a natural number? Yes, here 0 is a natural number. No, here 0 is not a natural number, 0 is a whole number. That's why here we cannot say that all the whole numbers are natural numbers. Okay, that statement is wrong. What statement is correct means all the natural numbers are whole numbers. Yes or no? Yes, that is true statement. Why? Because ma'am means, see here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Actually this set we will call it as a whole numbers. We know that, right? So in that whole numbers we know that 0 is there. Along with that the leftover numbers are natural numbers. The leftover numbers are natural numbers. So what is the difference between those two statements? I am telling you, see here. All the natural numbers are whole numbers. Yes, of course, all the natural numbers are there in the set of whole numbers. Yes or no? Yes, so that's why that is the true statements. All the natural numbers are whole numbers. I will tell you this one. All the natural numbers are whole numbers. We know that. All the whole numbers are natural numbers. This set is true or not? See here. N is equals to 1, 2, 3 and so on. All the whole numbers are natural numbers. So here is 0 is there here. 0 is not there in this set. So that's why here this is the wrong statement. Okay, actually we will call this one as subset. Already you know about this one in 8th class first concept, that is sets concept. Okay, I hope this is the known symbol to you, right? So here subset means all the natural numbers are there in that whole numbers. We will discuss about that subset in this topic also. Okay, see here, this is the symbol of subset. Okay, subset means all the values, all the digits, all the elements from that natural numbers there in that whole numbers. Okay, so that's why here. So when you taken from top to bottom, we got that wrong statements only. Yes or no? When you are reading from top to bottom, we are getting that wrong statements. If you read that, if you understand from bottom to top, okay, bottom to top, all the natural numbers are whole numbers. All the whole numbers are integers. All the integers are rational numbers. All the rational numbers and irrational numbers are real numbers. All the real numbers are complex numbers. So down to top everything. Okay, bottom to top, every statement is correct. Top to bottom, every statement is wrong. Okay. So that's why here every statement means here all the numbers we are saying no. So that's why we are getting it as wrong statements. Okay children. So always follow from that bottom to top. So this is that first concept, first worksheet is there. So worksheet 1 completely, that is concept based, depends on that flow chart. So if you understand about this flow chart, easily we can keep that answers. Okay, so in that next video we will discuss that worksheet 1 theory part. Actually I will not call that one as problems. Why? Because that is the worksheet theory part is there, completely depends on that flow chart. Okay, so we will discuss in that next video. Thank you children.